I'd like to see if Sol can, not quite on the attack, but on the defense, maybe attempt to do this kind of like spawn camp on A kind of deal, because it is very hard. This is one of the maps that you can't really spawn camp on, but maybe Sol could be good enough. We're going to see the Fitz, Ash come on through now, see how long this goes for. He might just go back to Sojin at some point. Does bring back good memories. I don't know if you remember, but last year Fitz on this map on the Ash was phenomenal. And right now, he is being chased down.
That he is. Falling low, as is Sasha, getting tagged up, and I mean, everybody's just pushed off the point. This feels very reminiscent of what happened to Chengdu versus Dynasty. They just force them into the back, and they start getting the cap for free. There's a drop down. Stalker landing on top of their head. Stashes through. Pops the deflect, gets a little bit of damage. Pushed back into them. So far, no kills to be found, but Sasha's still hovering down below half HP fairly consistently here. And again, they are zoned. That's 2 ticks gained. Vinham going to be the first one to fall. Nice jagged play there from Dia. Does find one. That's enough confidence to go ahead and have them push back forward. Dia will find a second elimination and a third. So just going to go ahead and start hard carrying his squad. Becky will go ahead and get involved a little bit more. Looks for profit. Nice pushback from Vinham. Will go ahead and mitigate any further losses, but it's a good answer back. Granted, they did give up 88.8%. Make a wish.
Actually, they're in a position to maybe snowball the next fight, because Becky did a ton of damage there. It might have been Dia picking up the final blows, but Becky did the hard lifting. He's already got a blade after roughly 1 fight there. So if there's a world of hope for the Valiant to continue this defense forward, it's going to be off the back of a Becky blade. I don't think Sol is ready. I don't know that Sol know that Becky has blade yet.
We'll see. Well, now they certainly do know. It's going to be a commanding shout at the back end. Looks for a target, but immediately it's going to be zoned away. Again, Profit and Vinham doing their damnedest to just make sure that he cannot get on top of
sucks.
A good shutdown.
They
now
needed that play to
go ahead. Yep. Escorting them forward here onto the point. Both Lucios beat at the ready. Dueling rallies for now. Smurf keeping up here with Dia. The dash into the back, the blade at the ready. Initial push is there, but he dashes once more to try to get on top of them. The damage is coming through. The shielding helps keep them alive so far on the side of the Valiant, but Dia continues to go lower and lower, and eventually Profit will manage to find him. Cleanup starts coming through as Becky is only able to find Fitz, and I don't think he's going to be able to get too much more done. Zihan now jumped on, forced off the high ground, cleaned up, and that'll be the cap coming through. So they drain a little bit more time. Off the time, Becky. Oh my god, the sensitivity's just going wild as they try to track him up there in the corner. Cleanup comes through, and it's 4 minutes now for the push.
Yeah, find out what Stalker's settings are here, guys. Copy him, because whatever he's doing, it's working. Now, a bit of a minor slowdown for Sol on the initial push, obviously losing, I believe it was Vinham or somebody early, and they had to fall back, but the comeback from Seoul Dynasty on their second attempt was pretty brilliant. They just had to survive against Becky's blade. I think Becky might have pulled early there. Sol just back on out. They shout speed backwards. Becky doesn't want to risk overextending and dying. Fair enough. Then Valiant lose all the leverage they had on that defense. Stalker's blade does way more, even despite the lengths of sound barrier. At least Easy Hunt will get Vinham, so Valiant have a 5v4.
And they do. Bob's still going to be committed to this, and Stalker gets taken down. Saw him drop to a sliver of HP, and Dia does have the finishing shot. But Bob, for now, just going to be occupying the card. Actually gains a little bit of extra distance for them, but with Fitz falling, that is going to be them slowed up for now. 3 minutes remaining, though. So just a quarter of the way there for the defense right now are the Valiant.
I actually, part of me respects the Bob being thrown up. Part of me thinks it was a bit of a waste from Fitz. And part of me that respects it is like they are concerned that maybe Valiant would chase for kills, and Seoul Dynasty just wanted to basically have an insurance policy that would give them a pseudo 5v5 in that fight if Valiant wanted to get aggressive. But now they are lacking one off, but that's a brilliant pull from Smurf.
Unbelievable.
Might get a kill off the back of that as well.
I mean, it forces a commanding shout out, that's for damn sure. What a shot from Smurf. Just yoinks him right off the high ground. Right back here into this cart push. You can see, Easy Han not really in a position that he would prefer to be playing in. Makes him a lot more exposed. Rally's going to be rolling. Fitz still under quite a bit of fire. The Rampage in does only find Leng's up, but Becky's going to be shut down the blade. Finding nothing. Profit absolutely annihilates him. Easy Han with the overclock does get a nice headshot. Takes out Smurf. He's fishing for a little bit more, but Vinham will go ahead, find some revenge for that earlier elimination. The Dynasty continue to chase in. Rampage going to be popped in desperation here. Dia, he does manage to connect onto multiple members. Stalker pulls the blade, but he's down to 22 HP and he can't do anything. Sashin cleans up 3 kills. Now he's looking for a 4th. Vinham is going to try to exit. Looks like he will be able to do so, but what a turnaround.
Yeah, it was a desperation rampage coming through from Dia. He was trying to get healed up by that rampage as well. I think it was like 4 members, which is a lot of healing if you're considering that all that wound damage is converted to HP. Still dies, but as the members of Seoul Dynasty tick down from the bleed, Sashin comes in and just picks everyone off, and they were all on 1 HP. Sashin just goes 1 through 3, and the defense is suddenly back in action for the LA Valiant, despite losing EasyHeart and Becky's ultimates. Sort of a sound barrier here versus sound barrier. A bit of a considerable slowdown for the Seoul Dynasty. Still enough time to finish the map. The Valiant are keeping this one close.
Yeah, aside from that, it's just going to be the Bob, the next closest thing being built up right now, unless Prophet can really get himself into the thick of a fight, build up for a quick rally. Dynamite not quite connecting. I think it's a little bit too early of a pop as Becky just gets tagged every single time he tries to drop down. Rejoins in alongside Dia, and that's going to have to be the beat. Dropped in. Vinheim using his second to go ahead and match. Dynamite ticking through. Dia, focus fire. Fitz gets the headshot in the end. Goes ahead, gets the punish. This should be the cap. Coming through, barring any crazy heroics to be found here. Fitz just tracking everybody beautifully.
Putting damage save ultimate here as well.
Yeah. Doesn't need to commit it. Stalker's just slicing and dicing. Catches Langza there in midair. Looks for a little bit more. And there's the finish. There's the cap. Just shy of 2 minutes, though. So still not a great position to be in here for the side of the Dynasty, given how the Valiant have been buying time.
Well, it's a great farm up for the Dynasty, given that if you look at the ultimates now, they very much start popping ahead of their counterparts on the other end. Beyond that as well, it just came down to a neutral fight. Yeah, sure, double sound barriers were burnt, but Langsa has to burn sound barrier early because Dia took too much damage. Why did he take damage? Because he was the only one contesting payload. Valiant allows Seoul Dynasty to get so much free push. Eventually, Dia said, I'm going to have to be the one touching. But he just eats all the damage from Seoul, and it's not a good fight for them. In Seoul, they can still burn ultimates here, so they're in a great position.
5-man jump out off the high ground. Stalker now pulling the blade. The Bob finds Sasha, and that buys him a little bit of extra time to live, but Stalker eventually will fall. Becky able to find the punish. His own blade nearly available, but the rest of the team suffering heavy losses. Smurf looking for that Jagged Blade connection to try to get the shutdown here onto the Genji. It's not going to happen,
still
but the
pushing, by the way.
Still free pushing for now. Dash to the side, avoids the axe. The Jagged Blade again, not quite going to get the connection. Somebody's going to have to touch. The rally's rolling. They managed to get there in time. 2 meters left to go, and it looks like the Dynasty say, no, let's go ahead, reset, wait for 5, wait out the rally.
Yeah, just respecting the rally and the respawners from the LA Valiant, but they get major distance on one push. This is their first attempt on C, by the way, and the first sort of pseudo reset. Time is a bit of an issue because they did lose a couple fights on B.
Yeah, I mean, you want to get the finish with time.
There's enough. They have to work on 4. Realistically, they need Smurf's Rampage, but it's just slightly too far away.
He doesn't have it. Sound barrier drops.
Dia misses Rampage.
The blade. He goes low. The commanding shout comes in. Not going to be able to try to keep, or not going to be able to find any kills in the fight. And as you say, Dia does not connect onto anybody with the Rampage, and that could be absolutely costly. There's the Rampage available now. Cuts down through 2 of them. One of them's EasyHeart. With the overclock pop, he's only going to be able to find a single kill. The rest of the squad now trying to stay alive. They're fighting against Becky, and the cleanup will be there as Smurf puts him in the dirt. The finish comes through crucially. They do manage to buy enough time to take this to OT, but the Valiant still need to finish the map for that to really matter.
It's a great silver lining for the LA Valiant, but you know, silver linings end up only being just that and not enough to win games and win maps sometimes, and that may just yet still be true for the LA Valiant here. As you sort of mentioned, they have to finish the map here. We're going to take a look at Dia's situation. It's going to be a 4-man rampage and then Sashin cleaning up. So Dia dies, everyone's on low HP, Sashin swings, and it's a large number of frags with, I believe, only Vinheim getting away. But at the end there, it's really unfortunate. Dia will go from a 4-man rampage to a 0-man rampage in the final fight. And as I said as well, for Seoul Dynasty, they needed to wait for Smurf to get his rampage to really win. And when I say wait, I don't mean like just sit on your hands kind of wait, but you have to play the fight, use your sound barrier to defend against the ultimates of the LA Valiant, and then as the fight extends and Smurf finds his rampage, you suddenly have your win condition, you push forward, everyone's dead, and Seoul Dynasty get the cap. So I think they were still in a comfortable position to get the cap, just won't have 0 time. But as we move through here, look, if Seoul Dynasty just hold on A and B, none of that matters. So,
and I think that's a big part of why they decided to make that decision to just go ahead, pull back away. A lot of teams are gonna, you know, panic in that moment where you don't have that much time left. Step away from the payload with left, you know, with 30 seconds remaining seems counterintuitive. But they say no. We know how good we are on defense. We're just gonna play for the finish of the map, have that locked in as a bit of a, you know, a backup.
You know,
and then look to hold them.
The mark of a the mark of a good team is one that isn't necessarily always interested just in embarrassing and dominating their opponent. It's just about getting the win no matter what the win looks like. You don't need to get the widest canyon of a scoreline diff here. You just need to get the win, and that's enough. As long as it's a 3-0 here and they get maximum points for map differential. Obviously, you just get a 1 point for the league for winning, but map differential can matter, especially when Shanghai Dragons are on your tail. So yeah, that's really what Seoul need. Fit's still on the Ash for what it's worth on the defense.
Decently slow going there at the start. Now, looking to go ahead and amp up the pace a bit. Becky falling low, narrowly manages to stay alive. Good healing coming through from Sashin, who is now dead. The Jagged Blade goes in, and it's going to stay there. They get the cleanup. Easy Han just chased. Stalker gets in behind him. The cleanup coming through. And the first volley, unfortunately, is not going to lead to much of anything here for the side of the Valiant.
Wow.
A team kill, and that's a minute gone.
It's a 5-0 start as well. 5 players alive versus 5 players dead on Valiant. Maximum cleanup there, maximum ult charge gained. Credit to Becky for at least keeping up with Stalker, who otherwise would be running away with this one. I think this is also where Bob has really high value on the defense. It's just great for contesting this entire time, so that's going to be the real value from Fitz when he eventually gets that. He's also farming a decent amount off dynamites as well.
Steadily building up. Becky, again though, still really great ult charge time from him. Continuing to just
easy Han.
Get these blades up as quickly as possible. Zihan eating the dynamite around the corner. Sends
oh
out
my god, that was a slide.
The rail into the axe is enough to get the kill. Smurf not going to be taken down. The beat's still going to be committed to the fight here by Vinheim. Stalker pulls a blade of his own, and he's going to find the first elimination. Now the follow-up comes through, and Becky's just unable to get anything done. The 4v5 is won. Another team kill, another minute gone.
And it just comes down to the support ultimate charge difference when you have the Seoul Dynasty winning as hard as they did in previous fights. Langsa dies at 99. Don't get baited by the fact that he has a sound barrier now. It wasn't available in the last fight, and that means Stalker can get the work done. Now Fitz has a bob to delay as well. Said that Easy Han probably needed to be the one to open the fight. He needs an opening snipe, and it's what we got. We're going to snipe onto Smurf, plus the Carnage hit on the axe as well. It eventuates into a kill onto Smurf, as mentioned. But even a 5v4 there wasn't enough for the Valiant.
Okay, rally's rolling. As the chaos ensues. Dia falling low, the sound barrier now layered in as he goes down about half HP. Langsa keeping him alive. Becky, however, focus fire down low, and Prophet gets the kill. Dia now dead in the corner as Stalker pursues forward to find 2. And there's just nothing to be done here. The ult's committed, both support ultimates to just Prophets, but they lose out on the fight. It's another team kill. It's another minute gone. Have you guys caught on to the storyline here? What's happening? Because every single minute, 5 people on the Valiant die.
Like clockwork, really, is what's going on here. And we're, by the way, when we get to the OT, the final fight engaged, Stalker and Smurf very likely to have their ultimates up. Dia will be able to compete as well. Rampages can and will decide this one. So if you're Dia, I think you really just need to find the opening Rampage if you can. But spacing's important. Like, it's easy for Seoul to just space properly. It's hard for Valiant to do that on their attack. Okay, there's the overclock popped. Trade on the Lucios. Both suffering some losses here. Fitz down low. Becky able to pursue forward. Does get that kill. But Prophet was trying to get in there to actually save him. Oh, dude, Becky will go ahead and clean up everything. He is, yeah, what's that, 4 kills for him in this fight? Impeccable. So right here at the last second, they will break the trend. They will not go down, and said they will be the team that finds 5 kills, and also a cap. 2.5 minutes now added to the time bank, as Becky is also 7% away from another blade. Yeah, see, you thought every minute Valiant get wiped, but not the 4th one. In the 4th minute, Valiant win, hey? So, something about clocks being right twice a day, I don't know. LA Valiant now, let's see what happens. They can push on through. Remember, they do have to finish the map here. And the best part about that push for Valiant is they actually did it without any ultimates spent, but it also means the Seoul Dynasty didn't spend as well. So both teams now going to have to be spending big time for this next fight. Pretty similar ultimates as well. In fact, identical ultimates available. Yeah. 2 support ults, get wiped. No ults, win the fight. Sasha now going to be taken down. Becky as well, pulls out his blade, does get on top of Fitz. It's going to be a support for a DPS, but now with these Yan going down, it's certainly the man advantage here for the side of the Dynasty, is now they just look for some cleanup, and there's just nowhere the Dia can go. We'll go ahead and get cut down in the corner. Becky trying to out-trade against Stalker, but there's just too many supporting cast members here from the Dynasty, and he's just going to be an extended little stagger here on the back end. Now 1.5 minutes remaining. 4 ults available for the side of the Dynasty. It only cost them the one blade to pull through as well. To be fair, only one blade was used by Valiant, but when you consider the rest of the lineup for what is available resource-wise, you have to get through so much if you are the Valiant. I mean, ideally, you play a fight, burn ultimates from the Seoul Dynasty, reset and go for another one where they don't have less, but I don't know if they have time for that.
The rally, the Bob, and Dia just evaporates. No chance to use a Rampage here in this fight. He just gets wiped off the face of the earth instantly.
Are they spawn camping?
Looks like they might try for it.
And maybe they should, because there's no time. So when you don't have time here, LA Valley are very susceptible to just, you know, breaking under the pressure of a spawn camp. So I think that would be a good choice by Sol. They have the Rampage here still as well. Sound barrier to block out Diaz. Diaz under pressure. He's had to shout early.
But just trying to keep him honest. Things coming down. Saying that, you know, Easy Han trying to contest over on that high ground. Rampage through. Only gets on a Smurf, and him going to be taken down. However, Becky able to find that kill. Stalker still doing some work, though. In the end, it's going to be a 2v3. I'm saying in the end, we're still going. The knife not going to connect. Stalker makes his way out. The Dynamite just to try to buy some extra time. Here's Dia. Can't really push out around the corner. It's a little bit of extra damage down. 12 seconds remaining. And they still have to finish the map if they want to try to take this to extra innings.
Smurf's coming. Big boy Smurf's coming with that big boy Rampage. Lynx is going to have to do a good job blocking that out. You need to survive long enough for Becky and Easy Han to get something done on their end as well. Their ultimate Stalker's catching up on the blade. In fact, he's going to get his blade first. Seoul Dynasty have all the win conditions available, ready to go. Green light to pull the trigger.
Okay, the Rampage goes through. Managed to find 3. Lengsy gets the beat out. Tries to keep them alive. The anti's still there, and Easy Han going to get cut down. Stalker with the blade, just slicing him right into his back. Finds the kills. Becky, now the last hope. He's still under heavy duress. The blade will expire. He and Langs are just trying desperately to buy some time, but it seems like it's just a matter of time before the cleanup comes through. So much pressure applied to the cart, they get zoned back away before they can retouch it, and the Dynasty will inevitably be able to win this one out. 2-0 lead now for them as they look for yet another 3-0.